So that way I can hurt. 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 All right, welcome everyone. Welcome. Let's see if I can. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Okay, so first things first is EMA 50's at the top. We can clearly see that. 15-minute switch swatch here. To me, it looks like a downtrend. I don't know. This is a hard one to predict. We could easily hit that EMA 50, fill this gap. At any moment's notice, we could fill that gap. Another good day to make some money. Yeah, another good day. We're going to sell some credit spreads. And we'll just see how this keeps going, guys. Good morning, Steve. Let's post this that we're live. Live. Post that. Alrighty. Mr. Mbets, welcome, welcome. Angel, welcome. C. Marigan, Furious, welcome. So, yeah, we're gonna... What are you doing, Pierre? Yeah, so we're gonna do is, the strategies that work. This is... Credit spreads, we have been just doing amazing. Doesn't matter what the market environment is. Let's try to stick with some strategies that work. I wish I would have found this strategy a whole lot longer ago, as this has been really good. Now, the losses are going to happen. Am I due for a loss? Maybe yes, maybe no. Looking at my Excel sheet here, we've had a single orb yesterday. So maybe we'll get a double orb, we'll see. So we got our highs and lows here. I also got to look at my news. So Forex Factory got news at 10. Nobody should be in a trade earlier than that. I mean, you might as well just wait till that 10 o'clock news. Because you're kind of like flipping a coin here. Is it going to go up or down? I think it's going to go down. I don't see how this fresh EMA 50 will not last long, You just never know, though. I feel like this is going to last a bit. Here, can I please sit on my own chair? Gosh. Can't trade with him. He's hard to trade with. Good morning. Just subbed to your Discord. I love the info so far. Thank you, the day. Here, go watch TV. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys aren't a member of my Twitch, if you have a Prime account on Twitch, you can subscribe on Twitch for free and get free ads too. So just keep that in mind. I know the ads are kind of annoying. That's just a way of how Twitch makes money. And it's a great way to also get like new members to join too. All right, so it looks like we're doing bull puts here. We have, a candle trying to break this upper structure here. Let's just look at straight price action, guys. What do we see here? Well, we see big resistance at this 533. Price many times try to break this and it sold off. I am long-term bearish for sure because, I mean, look at this. The 4-hour chart, he hit the 20 perfectly, hit the 20 perfectly. Everything's bearish on there. The daily chart, you are coming to an EMA 50 resistance. There's just not as much room up, though, if we resist heavy here. You can see right here at 5... I think 554 we resist down. So we got about a $4 wiggle room. Alright, so let's see what this news does. So what I wanted to do is, I wanted to get a fast signal here. News plummets it down. And then we can probably get a nice discount for bull puts. Let's see how far out I can go too. Yeah, it looks like bull's trying to take a run now. Anybody who took bull. I'm doing higher quality stocks. Up, down. I went up to that 1570. Could reset your average and got back to 14. That's insane. Holy crap. Look at that move. Wowzers. That's pretty big. Alrighty, let's see what I want to do. Yeah, I'm just curious about the premium here. If I do a 0 DTE, let's go to vertical. See if I did bear calls. What is those looking at? All right, so bull puts. Okay. The bid and the ask are pretty tight. I like that. I think we could get the 54.20, 54.25. Where does that happen to go? 54.20, 54.25. Okay, so that's at that low where we initially spiked up big. So I like that strike. 54.20, 54.25. That's the legs where we initially get started. So we're below that big support line where we spiked up initially. Yeah, it's bull puts day. This is looking interesting. What does the 30-minute chart tell me? 1 hour chart. Ooh, look at that 1 hour bounce on that EMA 50, guys. That was a big bounce. All right, let's wait till the news at 10. If it goes up really big, I don't really know how I'm going to play this, to be honest. If it goes up really big, I don't want to kind of chase it. Maybe wait for a pullback. That's the only bad thing about news at 10 is it can go up massive. So hopefully it goes down a little. But I also don't want to get in right away. I want to give it a couple minutes. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes for this news to react how it should. So I got the strike I kind of want. So I had that on Twitch or on my SPX chart. I don't understand that. Wow, look at this movement, guys. Holy crap. That is insane. You kidding me? Holy moly. Alright, so we're coming up into... Yeah, that's insane. So we have Google earnings tonight. We have SoFi earnings. What else do we have? Okay, well, it's bull puts. We're getting an early signal here. Yo, the day! Just subscribed. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's bull puts for now. I can't go against what I'm seeing here. The 15-minute orb, I mean, there was a little bit of room up to this gap. I think we're going to fill the gap. Yeah, they are annoying. They're definitely annoying. That's why I like to tell people, if you have an Amazon Prime, you can subscribe with it. Or it's only like $6 a month, I think. So right in here, we had that resistance here. I'm curious if this EMA 50 switches the trend. This is a fresh EMA 50 trend. It just kind of makes me wonder, is it going to be a little choppy? Do I wait for a double orb? If it does a double orb, it's probably going to be the 10 o'clock news. We'll see how this 10 o'clock news reacts. Now, if it comes all the way down to this mark, like down in this middle here, maybe we should wait to see if it does double orb. The CMA 50 could act as pretty big resistance. I see a lot of times where if the EMAs are showing resistance on the 15-minute, that's a lot of times where you get double orbs. Just to let you know. All right, so we got Jolt's job openings, consumer confidence, and that's about it for today. Other than that, it's clear skies here. Once we get through that, yeah, there's not really much I'm seeing after that, guys. Alrighty. The VIX is probably desecrated now. The VIX, yeah, we're at 25 points. See the fear coming up a little bit here. What was that? 931. What was that? That was weird. All right, there's our 1 minute chart. Let's get the things to the T here. All right, so it's obviously bull puts. I mean, it could come back down. I kind of want it to stay up, so get an early signal is the best. Getting in at 10:15 is really nice. Mm. Yeah, it hit that 4 hour chart to a T. Look at all that support right in here. So the strike I'm looking at is under these big support areas. What was the one I was looking at? I was looking at the 54.20, 54.25. I was gonna get that one for 25 cents. I haven't done 30 cents. The highest I'm doing is 25, so I'll try to go a strike lower if I can for 25. Yeah, I was looking at 54.20, 54.25. That one is 20 cents on the bid. That should fill you. But let's just wait to see what this does. We got about 5 more minutes. Hopefully that goes back up. While we're waiting, Weeble is coming up here. For all the ones that were doubting Weeble, it's coming back up. Hitting that $16 mark. See if it goes back up. Did we hit that weekly EMA 20? Almost. I want to see if this gets up into the $18 mark. It's going to go. The higher quality stock at crucial levels. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm feeling bearish today. I'm feeling double orb. I don't... My gut tells me double orb with this 50 cross. This is it's a fresh EMA 50. It's hard to bet against this. Now, the thing is, it's going to be impatient because we're going to be like, do we want to miss out on a play? I don't like betting against this. We got 15-minute orb and we got EMA 50. 15-minute orb always takes precedence though, but the EMA 50 gives us double orbs a lot. So it's hard to say here. But then if you get in really early, you can win a lot of the times. Yeah, Chopped, thanks you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Does everyone understand the strategy? Let me know if you have any questions. I don't mind going over anything. But basically, yeah, we're just looking at this 15-minute chart. We're seeing a break of structure here on a body of a candle. Just using basic technical analysis, you can see that 533 pre-market was big resistance. So we could test that 533 and reject. Okay. There's not too much meat to the bones to the upside for resistance, I think. 554 is big resistance, and that's all correlated with this right up in here. So something to look at, just to keep in mind. I don't think there's a lot of meat to the bones. I hate to say I'm due for a loss, but using your strat, I haven't lost in 1 month of trading time now. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Even though we're probably due for a loss, but you can't base your trade on that. You like because then you're kind of guessing when you're due for a loss. I agree. You keep trading till you lose. You know, if you get a loss, it's not really a big deal, anyways. Um, it sucks, but you just get back up on the saddle. But there is ways to kind of avoid these losses. Like looking at this, looking at strong resistance. Yeah, the 15-minute orb is saying to go long, but getting a little scared about these bull puts too. So if I can avoid a loss and get into a double orb, these are probably the times where double orb will happen. Yeah, there is the breakout. Me and Cube were talking yesterday. If you guys look at the daily chart, there is a trend line right up in here that you can draw from the top to bottom. You see that, guys? So price comes back to this trend line at 543, which is kind of a big drop, though, in my opinion, right? For 0 DTEs. Not doing any futures trade till price comes inside of orb. So we'll be looking for that 10 o'clock news to kind of see what it's going to do. I'm going to wait for a little bit. If it starts to come out of back up, like if it comes inside of orb and back above orb, then I can look to take a long. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here's the 1 minute chart. Now, give this time. This can easily keep going down or just shoot back up. We don't know what it's going to do. This is your news candle. I kind of want to know what is it going to do. I'm going to watch premiums now. If price goes very far down, I can get those bull puts for a nice premium grab. All right, so that's the 1 minute chart. So like I'll just start out naming out the premiums here. 54.20, 54.25 is sitting at that 25 cents you could easily get. I wonder if I should just take a shot at the 54.15, 54.20, because as price goes down a lot, you can spike up those premiums for the bull puts. It's not a bad idea. I'm just watching it. It looks like a long lower wick on the 1 minute chart. We got into demand zone and we're coming back up, is what I'm seeing. Okay. That looks to me bullish. Are we going to change the EMAs? What do you guys think? Yeah, we got an upper trend line channel touch. It's only 1 minute in. Can't really judge too much about it, but that looks bullish to me. All right, I'm going to go with a futures long inside of orb. Yeah, 54.15, 54.20. I was looking at that for a premium grab. That was a nice little catch on your part. I was looking at that one. I don't know if I can get that one now. I see the long lower wick on the 15-minute chart. It looks bullish to me. Yeah. All right, come back down. It looks bullish. Come back down. It actually looks bullish. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. I'm just waiting for this kind of candle to kind of end and see what's going to happen. We got a lot of resistance here. But then again, if price comes up in there, that kind of like decimates the premium for the bear calls or for your bull puts. Like if it goes all the way up here, your premium will get wrecked. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do here. I don't think there's a wrong or right answer here. It's only 10:02. Sometimes it's best to wait till 10:15 to kind of see where this candle ends. Do we get above that EMA 50 is the question. Do we get above the 50? I mean, but look at this. If you're looking at chart patterns, you do have a long upper wick too on that 15-minute chart. That kind of scares me, right? A long upper wick. And then if we base it on the trend line, it was at 543-ish area. So if we drop to 543, that's a 1.3% drop. So long term, it's bullish. Kick in place, thanks for the follow. Absolutely. I'm not saying the trend is not bullish. The trend is definitely bullish long term. You can look at the 4-hour, but trying to predict a 0 DTE, this could go down. Short term, though. Seeing a lot of resistance at that 533, so or 553. So is it really worth the $2 rise here? I don't know. I don't think you should overthink it, though. Never overthink it. All right, come back to orb, and I'll take bull puts back in orb. Come back to orb. I'll just take a shot at it. Take a shot at it back to orb. I might not get it back to orb if this thing just freaking bulldozes over. How's it going, Garen? Yeah, so this comes back to orb. We'll see. What's the 30-minute doing? 1 hour is bullish. Yeah, let's go with the bullish, guys. I think this 10 o'clock news is looking good. I don't long lower wick. Let's take the shot at bull puts. We can get in an early signal. I don't know if I can get that 54.15, 54.20 SPX credit spread. Now, where I would look for calls is on the daily EMA 50. I need at least to see 554. If it gets there, I don't think it's a bad shot to say, hey, I think it's going to go down. Okay, we're testing the high here again. That's why I hate 10 a.m. news. I kind of like to see this finish, but I might have to go for a worse strike now than what a lot of you guys might already got. All right, we're coming up into that big resistance area. Maybe this actually might curl into a fresh trend on the 15-minute. We'll see. I'm going to wait till this candle kind of situates. The news was cracked. Looks like it's bullish. All right, so 54.20, 54.25 is not going to exist. We need to move down. So I want to see, man, that just 1 minute candle just wrecked that premium there. That just got wrecked. Do we go for a higher strike if trend is bullish? Yeah, just give it patience. I'm waiting. I'm kind of seeing what to do here. I'm not really sure yet. Let's watch this 553 resistance. Man, this 10 a.m. news is kind of screwing up my premium, actually. You caught that strike in the orb queue. Nice. You probably did.
Oh, baby. Oh, babies.
0.40% move up.
Oh, baby. Oh. Oh.
It's just not much wiggle room for bull puts. I needed to come back a little. 553 was that big resistance yesterday. Yeah, I needed to pull back. I only did like 3 minutes wait, but now I'm up $300 today. I think I'm going to get out soon. Yeah, well, we're doing credit spreads, so it's a little less riskier. We went in 3 directions, so price don't just have to go dramatically, you know, down or dramatically up. Bull puts is a neutral to bullish strategy, so we're just kind of like we're gonna sell a strike, and we're pretty much saying we don't think price is gonna go to that strike. Yeah, it looks like this EMA 5's curling up. We're having a curl up here. 1 hour chart's bullish, hit the 50 and went up. Come back down a little here, maybe to this upper orb. That'd be a pretty nice, solid thing for us. Yeah, that was the news candle, went back up. Wow, that was a big move. Pretty big move right there. What to do, what to do. What to do. So the Jolt's job openings, the actual was 7.19 million. All right, we got. I'm still gonna live stream here. We got company over.
I see. I don't know that one. Go, go, go. Corey Carson. Let's see. Let's do animals. We'll do the eggs.
Yeah, you can do that. Coffee. You can paper trade.
I see the coconut. Yes. Open it up.
Okay, so that one. Maybe a pull back to this upper orb.
Can you red circle? That's right, red circle. Good job.
I mean, I could do bear calls at this resistance mark, 533. It's not a bad opportunity if I really think this is big resistance. Just for it to cool off. What's the average move on this thing in Biz? SPY average move. This is 15 bucks. Wow. It's still up there.
There it is. It's true. How about the pink tangle? That's pink. That's a pentagon.
Okay, so we're gonna look for pullback here. Looking at the strikes. I'm wondering if I should keep the one I wanted, 54.20, 54.25. Pretty sure it's not gonna give that anymore. Yeah, realistically, you're looking at strike is not going to give it to us. You're looking at 54.30 30, 54, 35. Maybe. Yeah, with a spike down. But it might not give it to us. It's already 10, 12.
Try again.
I kind of want to play with the trend on the longer term, so it is uptrend. So this one is looking like it wants to give 25 cents. 54.30, 54.35. I might try that one, guys. For 25 cents. What is the other one going to give me? Yeah, I don't even know if that one will fill, so maybe I can like try to get that one. It won't even fill, so I need it more of a move down. So I'm going to try that one, but I don't think it's going to fill yet, so I'm just going to see. Yeah, because that one's still 10 cents on the bid. 54.30, 54.35. It's definitely bull puts though. Okay, so let's see if I can get filled on that one. 15 cents, 25 cents for 12 contracts. Let's see. All right, let's see if we can get a move down. I don't want to be greedy. That one's not going to fill. That's the problem. It's a little greedy, I guess. So it's looking like I might have to do the 54.35. What do you guys think? That's what it's looking like. And where is that located? 54.35? That's located up here. Or is it 54.40? We got our next candle going down. Okay, so looks like we're getting a fresh trend idea. I'm going to take the 54.35, 54.40. Let's see if I can get that one. 54.35, 54.40 for 25 cents. That one I should get filled. It's not too greedy. Yeah, I didn't get the strike I wanted, but I didn't think it'll keep going up like that. So I need it to go down a little more. We'll see if it does that. This is 10:30, so it's pretty early. This should fill me at the 25 cents. I would imagine. Yeah, that should fill me. Oh, wow, it's still no fill. Okay. I would have thought that would have filled me. It's pretty close to filling. 35, 54, 35, 54, 40. You know, honestly, guys, if I don't get filled, I probably just won't play this day. It's a tricky day. Yeah, so we kind of went down here, hitting that EMA 50 on the daily, or 1 minute for a balance effect, maybe. Seeing if we can come down to this upper orb. Right down in here. Yeah, shoot. Are you kidding me? What is that spike? I don't know. What is going on? Nice little move up. Is that like some news candle gonna happen or so?
Whose apple is that?
That's
That's a mommy apple.
maybe.
There, mommy.
That should have filled me. I missed the fill on that.
Can you find the baby?
I'm still waiting, but I got some bear calls to hit doesn't want to break out. That's kind of what I'm kind of scared about. Obviously, earlier you get in, the better. That way you can get farther out of the money for your bull puts. I don't blame for waiting on the bull puts. I might. That's my other solution is I can wait for this to pump up to new highs. And if price rejects this EMA 50, then I can just look for bear calls then.
Sweet.
Let me see what bear calls are giving me.
Popcorn. Can you find the mommy popcorn?
Yeah, there's two ways to play this.
See here, mommy. Whose popcorn is that?
Hit that.
Here, Dada.
Makes me wonder if that's gonna switch the trends here.
And then whose popcorn is this?
Man, how did it not fill me there? It should have filled me there.
Oh, it's big.
That's surprising me it didn't fill. I thought for sure that would have filled. I wonder if we come back here. We had the 1 minute. What's the 5 minute looking like? The 5 minutes making a short uptrend too. I kind of want to do bull puts though, guys. The 5 minutes making an uptrend. You see that? You see how the EMAs are kind of curling? Let's see if I get a fill. It could fill me if it hits this area here. It should fill me. If it goes up super high, then I do bear calls. But if it don't, then I stick with what I got. Okay, so you got 54.30, 54.35. I'm trying the 54.35, 54.40. I want to see if I can get that one, guys. On SPX, that is. How did you get that one? Yeah, I'm trying this one. So it would have to make a drop. 1.5% drop down. I don't know, guys. I'm just not really sure about this. I want to play Orb because it's been working a lot, though. Gives me a nice... I think the 5 minute is trying to cross the 20 and the 50. And if we get that cross, that's extremely bullish. That should fill me. That will probably fill me. The premiums are not really filling me today. So, we'll see. Alright, I got the fill now. Waited patiently and I finally got the fill. We'll see if that was a mistake. Okay, so yeah, it's going back inside of Orb. We'll see if we get that bounce. Not the best day I like to trade. This one's a little dicey. I went all the way back inside of Orb. I hate those kind of days. The bid is at 20, the ask is at 45. Kind of seeing how this calms down. I'm going to put my stop at $1. That's the max I'm going to risk on this. Alrighty, we'll see what happens. Well, that was the entry here. I'm going to do some futures here. I'm going to get into a long here. This looks like a nice entry to do a long. Right here. I'm going to do a long entry. My stop loss is middle orb. So I'm going to put my stop loss where it's very defined. Alright, so I'm in a long MES, like 2 contracts here, and I'm going to see if we can target the high of the day. Let's just see if we fill this gap that it so desperately wants to fill. I just want to see if it fills the gap. Maybe it takes the higher piece and then reverse. Yeah, I couldn't be too picky with the strikes. I mean, it took forever just to fill me on this down move. I mean, my strike is not the best, but it is below this massive support. But if it hits that fast, then I just get stopped out fast. That's the problem with that one. So, we'll see. Am I due for a loss? Technically, yes. But we could still win this. This kind of looks like a higher low type of pattern on the 15-minute chart. You guys kind of see that? We make a move up, come back down, kind of hitting this trend line here, higher low pattern if it kind of supports that momentum. Alright, so I'm in like 2 contracts here on a MES long. Just gonna kind of see what this does. Alright, so now we just need time decay. And I gave my bull fill, only 2. Yeah. That was a nice rejection to get filled for everyone. I got filled like right up here on the EMA 20 maybe on the 15-minute. Yeah, I got the 54, 35, 54, 40. This might fill everyone though for better strikes. I didn't expect that move down like that. Hopefully don't break through that middle orb. That was a nice, massive candle down. Yeah, I kind of need some kind of rejection of. This is not looking good. That was a faster move than I expected. I didn't expect that big of a down move. I really thought we were going to touch the upper orb and then go. So you did some bear calls at 0.20, sold at 10. So you sold it at 10 and you bought it back at 0.10. No, I definitely put my stop loss on. I'm not going to play with fire just in case this has an explosive move down. I'll just take the loss fair and square and just move on. Yeah, if this keeps doing these big red candles, then yeah, I have to take the loss, unfortunately. It needs to cool off. I got in at 10. Got in at 10:21. 10:21. So I got in pretty early. Yeah, shoot, I kind of saw this coming too. I should have, I don't know. Maybe should have waited a little more. That EMA 50 scares me. But then again, I saw that 5-minute kind of switching maybe. Ah, gosh, double orb probably. Hopefully it bounces on that middle orb. Okay, so we hit that middle orb to a T.
Which one?
Yeah, a candle like that, that's a massive candle. This is not what you want to see, guys.
Zero.
Maybe back to the lows here. 547 pre-market. I mean, are we going to come back to the 4-hour EMA 20, 548? We might do that. Just hope I don't get stopped out by the time it does that. That's the problem. I don't want to get stopped out if it keeps doing this.
Yay! That's true. Do that fishing pole.
I don't know, Barad. I have no idea. That was a pretty unpredictable candle.
Shark.
Hard to predict something like that. That was a pretty unpredictable move down. So we'll see. I got the 55, 35, 55, 40. I mean 54, 35, 54, 40. My premium's at 35 cents right now. I sold the 25. It's at 40 cents. Yeah, it just sucks. This is the worst case scenario. You get in and it gives you like a massive candle down like that. You don't want this. You don't want to get in like that. So 1 hour chart, we're coming back down to the EMA 50 long upper wick. It's probably favoring bear calls, guys, to be honest. I was really thinking that we would fill the gap first, you know? Come back up into this, fill this gap. That's a lot of room left to fill. But what do I know? What do I know? Okay, so kind of having a little move up here. My premium is now at 32 cents, 30 cents. Kind of desecrated off of that green move there. This is what you want. You kind of want to cool off after a big move down, and you kind of want some consolidation. Good job, Cube. So you got the some bull puts in there. We'll see if orb prevails. The uptrend on the orb. EMA 50 is a downtrend. I don't like that. We'll see. It's like almost flipping the coin because the longer time frames are bullish. Like it's almost like you should be buying. You should be waiting for the bull put entries on in this market environment. Like everything's showing bullish, and we can come back down to this EMA 20. Respect here on the 4-hour. So. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Bulls back down. I'm looking at selling some cover calls on this one. Let's see, 17 days out, you can sell a 17.5 strike for $1.25.
Eyes? Of course not. Eyes? Yeah. Which one? Wait, we'll put one on the mama. Here we go.
Anyone in some longs on MES with me? I'm still waiting for price to break out to the 551. I'll take some profit on my MES micros. Price dumps below this middle orb, I'm out though.
Eyes. Do we need nose? That's right, nose.
Alright, it's actually going up here a little bit. Nice. You're probably going to be fine. What is cool about this trade is actually that you don't need to be perfect. Yeah, and that's true. Like, you know, a lot of you guys could have missed out on some entries. This price did not have to go all the way to middle orb. You know, I don't think anyone can predict this big drop at a blink of an eye. Okay? So I was playing conservative. I was playing like, hey, I wanted to get in a play. I got in on a drop. Like, I didn't even think I would get filled. I took forever for me to fill on a strike that was just decent. So, I wouldn't have done anything different. It's just, I waited for the 10 a.m. news. It went down, and then it spiked up. I find it wise to wait for the 10:15 to end. It's just like, the only problem is it just went up so much, so it's kind of hard to...
Ears?
It's just, I hate 10 a.m. news. It's harder to predict, you know, what you want to do. Like, this could have kept spiking below and do a double orb. If it went below this middle orb, then I would look for price to break double orb and do bear calls, essentially. So I wanted to see what this would do. So 10 a.m. news are always kind of like harder. So you got 30 cents. That was a nice one. So my premium right now is 22 cents, 25. We're about break even. Now that price is coming back up. Maybe we might be super bullish here. Just had to experience a little pain. You should be fine, Garen. I know you didn't bet the house on this. Oh my gosh.
Say hello. Hello, high five, high five. So you want
Nice move up.
Do you want to do the dog and the cat? Which one? Do you want dog? Or you
How
want
many freaking micros did you do for MES? Good grief. How are you making 700 on micros? Man, that's insane. $700 on micros? Can't keep up with this guy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna paper trade. Guys, I'm gonna paper trade. SoFi earnings with what's it called? A straddle. No, it's a strangle, right?
Here's the cat's
Wait,
ears.
why did they have to make them both the same? Yeah, it's a straddle. So I'm gonna do straddle. Like, why do they have to put S on both of them? Straddle and strangle. Like, they make this so confusing.
Dog.
So I'm gonna do a straddle. I'm gonna paper trade it just to see how this works. Let's do an options trade. Can I do this on a paper account? Strategy, calendar, diagonal, iron condor.
Here you go.
I don't see it on there. Does SoFi have it? SoFi should have that.
Hey, dog. You get dog a treat.
So you want price to go inside this, like above the strikes, right, Cube? When we talked,
Oh.
you want price to go inside the strikes. So if I choose 10.5, it has to go above 10.5.
Very clean up.
What is, so 10.5, or that's below 10.5. So if I choose this one, so what's the strike that has to go above then? It won't even let me paper trade it. Here's the paper trading account, guys. So I do SoFi. You see paper money here. They don't actually have straddle or strangles on here, which is kind of annoying because I wanted to try this strategy out. Because basically what a straddle says is if price goes up too much or down too much, you win. And SoFi has earnings after hours, so this is a perfect stock to do it on. But I don't see it. Option trade. Yeah, this is just a regular option trade. Advanced orders, no. Yeah, it should say right here, strategy, you got verticals, iron condors. Yeah, they don't have it on paper accounts. See right here, you have upcoming earnings, 429. Oh, did it announce it already? Shoot, what did it do? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh. Correct, Cube, did you play earnings on this? He called it. He said it wasn't going to go below 13. It went all the way up to 15 here. Look at this. Another 9%, 10% gain there. Yeah, so I was going to practice that. I thought it was after hours, my bad. What was the other one that has earnings? Is it Microsoft or something? Was it Microsoft or Meta? Yep, they already have earnings. Right? No, they didn't. So that one I can do it on. So this one is 430. The earnings.
Oops.
But yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it on my paper trading account. I wanted to try that new strategy that Q was showing me. Spy, did everyone get bull puts here? I don't see how no one could not get filled. I mean, that red candle filled everyone. I think we're gonna fill the gap. I really think we're gonna hit that gap up at 554. Like everything's bullish, but this candle right here scared the heck out of everyone. All right, appreciate that, Invincibles. Yeah, I was just checking it out. I was just going to do a paper account on it, so I wasn't going to do real money. Good job, Hills. I'm going to scale out. I only have 2 micros. I'm going to scale out one right here, guys, just in case this is resistance, and then I'm going to put my other micro break even. This is a perfect futures trade, break out of structure, come back inside of orb for a move up. You couldn't get no better than this. This is a perfect example of how I like to trade futures. So I like to get a 2-to-1 R&R. Let me see if I'm at that 2-to-1. So you take your long position right up in here at the upper orb. And then it kind of calculates what your R&R is going to be. Your stop loss is at middle orb. So you can kind of see, like, if you want to get a 2-to-1 R&R, yeah, I'm not there yet, actually. I needed to get it right up in here. And basically what that is, like, if I lose, one of my wins can make up both my losses. So right in here is where I would like to test, and it's not a bad, that's kind of where the high is, 55, 52.80, and I personally think we're going to test this pre-market high of 553 back. So I'm looking somewhere in here. This is a 2.00 risk ratio. Granted, I'm not doing massive size, so I'm not freaking out. I don't have to watch this. If it comes back in here, then I just stop out. Oh yeah, we were mentioning SoFi. We thought it was after hours, guys. You can do Meta earnings today. Yeah, I was gonna do Meta, but or is it Meta or Microsoft? They both have it. I was gonna do this, but I wanted to paper trade it before I understand the straddle and strangles. Obviously, I'm not doing strangles. That's for a massive account, so I need to focus on straddles. Um, so you can see right here when you do a straddle, you're going to see both calls and puts. You won't be able to choose either one. As far as my understanding, I just look at that massive premium. Look at that. Oh no, no, this is the wrong one. I am so freaking getting wrecked. It's strangles. Yeah, I'm just like guys. I'm telling you, I'm not. I don't know anything about these. That's why I want to try them. So you do. It just seems like insane. Wait, why is it putting the? No, it should be straddle. Why is it saying? I'll have to have another discussion with Q. How was the call to get level 3 options on RF? I only been able to get it on TOS. TOS is the best. I wouldn't go to Run, but they don't have
She's sleeping, so usually just not.
yeah, stick with TOS. They have stop losses. Robinhood don't.
Label all of the body parts.
All right. Let's just focus what we know best. Credit spreads.
Sweet potato.
All right. I'm coming up into taking off. I might just take off both my micros here. I'm not going to be risky. 2 to 1 R&R is pretty freaking good. It's not a bad trade. All right, so you got the 54.30, 54.40. I do not understand why it is up still, even if all tariffs are canceled. There is so much disruption that it should go down. Perhaps I'm wrong. I hope it keeps going up. I really think a lot of people are betting against this, and yeah, rightfully so. And it is a little overextended, but I really want this to keep going up for my sake. My premium right now. Let's look at my premium over here. My premium is at 15 cents. 15, 17, so I'm not up a lot. I really need time decay to really be up a lot.
Whale, something like turtle.
All right, we're gonna take off our first. I'm gonna take off both micros here at 552.36. That's my 2 to 1 R&R. That's pretty, in my opinion, that's pretty conservative. I was thinking about doing 3 to 1 R&R, but those don't hit all the time. I mean, that's way up. Well, I guess it's not too far up. That would be your risk ratio up here. And that's kind of in line with the high. No, that's past the high of that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with 2 to 1. I think that's a conservative target here. So right up in there. Watch it not touch it and just plummet down. I'm patient though. I got I'll draw my line right here. I'm patient. I got only 2 micros. If you don't have big size, you can be more patient. But this is a solid gain though. I mean, this is a really nice gain I'm getting.
I guess he was eating, but he hasn't gone back over. Oh, it's fun.
All right.
Oh, look at the 6-month review. Yes, that's what we signed last week.
Yeah, looking at bull here. I'm gonna look at bull here for a run up. Can't believe it went back down there. EMA 20, I can see acting as strong support. You can see on the weekly chart, you see this candle here, kind of at that 1340 mark. I can see a massive rally. And then obviously we can do cover calls right up in here. We can do 17.5 and get a buck premium for a stock that only costs 14 bucks. A buck premium is pretty freaking good. If you have an average of 15 and you sell this 16 May, which is only 17 days out, at 17.5, not only do you make money if Webull goes up to 17.5, you also lower your premium. So if you have a $15 average, you're back down to 14, which is under the current price right now where it's at. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to sell that, and then I'm going to add more on this support line here at 1340 for Webull. So if it decides to go with that. So we went up all the way to 80 bucks almost, and now we're back down to 14. I mean, Webull's not going anywhere in my opinion. They got so many users using their platform. What is E-Trade at? I don't see E-Trade. You guys see IBKR, where that platform's at? That thing's at $170. Schwab? Yes. What is it? I forgot the ticker symbol. But Schwab is like 70 bucks, I believe.
Bear with me with some of that.
So, yeah, that's what I'm watching. I'm not in no hurry. It's not a penny stock. It has a nice market cap to it. Launches optional level 2.
Well, when we finish, sometimes I don't get home early enough to type it up into the system. That is like his assessment and what we worked on, and then our meeting. I think Allison's assessment might come up in that, and the baby net assessment. So that always comes in as well.
All right, so they got total assets of 2.07 billion.
Is it just it's in the baby net system?
Okay. Am I able to log in the baby net system?
It's just for EIs and Bear. But if there's records that you need, I can always get you records.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have that line there for take profit. I'm just gonna wait this out, see what happens. Not really sure what. Oh, look at that, guys! You see the 5-minute chart? We got support there on the 50.
Get the baby due in March.
So I was gonna say 17.5. I like this one right here, 17.5. It's only 17 days out. That's premium of, so right here, 1.12. 16 May 25s. Alright, yes, I'm just gonna be patient now. That's about it. Not really anything else to do. Looks like we're about to hit this target here. I think it could go even higher, but this is conservative. This is a lot of resistance. I like this place to sell some MES. It's gonna hit pretty soon. Yeah, I'm done with Mullen. I'm not playing these pennies anymore. Stick to the best. I'm gonna stick to cover calls. It's the best strategy. Is there anything out there that I can worth watching? ECMR. Heat. Here it is. Here it is, guys. Alright. Taking off my micros here. Close enough. Alright, so I'm off. I got my 2-to-1 R&R from my MES size at this upper orb. Scaling out right there. Locking in the profit. Now, it can keep going higher. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm not going to be greedy. 2-to-1 R&R is pretty freaking good. So I'm going to take that off. So that's done. I'm not going to play a futures trade again. If it comes down, I tend to lose. So 1 trade a day for me on futures. It just suits me better. Oh, wow. Look at that move up. Holy crap. Yeah, we're going to hit this EMA. I think we're going to hit the gap, guys. I think we're going to fill the gap here. It looks like we want to fill the gap. I mean, at this point, just do it already. Fill the gap already. It's so close. 555? I feel like it should just do it already. Alright, so let me put my Excel sheet right up in here. Alright, so we did 29 April. Tuesday. So we got one more day in April. So I filled the 1021. It's not too late. If I win, it's 276.46. Doing a single word. All right, so I am increasing my contracts every week. So after this week, then I go into 13 contracts. Then next week, 14, then 15. That's how I'm doing my scaling size. You guys can do how you want to scale in. I was doing 2 every month, but to me, I think that's a little slow. So basically what I'm doing is I'm adding an extra $25 to my gains every week here. So you can see right here from 11 contracts to 12, that's another 25 bucks. Yeah, 25 bucks. So adds up. Extra 25 bucks times that by 5. You know, you got over 100 extra dollars there, $125 for that week alone. Times that by 4. Well, obviously this is going to be higher, so next week we're going to go into 13 contracts. No, I didn't close my bull put. I'm going to hold it for the rest of the day. 15-minute orb gave me the signal to go bullish. We got a 5-minute EMA 50 at the very bottom. I'm thinking that we're going to get a fresh trend idea here, maybe on the 5-minute, or 15-minute, I don't know. Got the time decay now. I'm mainly looking to see if we fill this gap at 555. I think we have room up to that. I mean, we're due to fill it. Gaps will be filled. And if they're this close, you might as well just fill it now. Alrighty, guys. I'm headed out. Stuck to the plan. I could have easily lost. This nasty candle scared the heck out of me. But yeah, that's my goal. I'm going to scale up every week, 1 contract. So every month you should be adding an extra 4 contracts if you want to scale in with me. My losses, they're going to suck. Remember, with the fees involved, it's a total gain of 300. But then since fees are taken out, you see how I'm making 276, right? So times that by 3, my loss is $900. So if you can't stomach a $900 loss, then you shouldn't be doing this size. I'm just saying. So there's risk versus reward and everything. Yeah, I'm going to win a lot, but there's going to be times I lose, and not a lot of people can stomach the losses. I'd rather just be consistent. You know, my goal is to gradually get up to 1K a day by the end of this year. That's my goal with this scaling up process. We're definitely going to get there, okay? So we're adding 4 contracts a month. You know, we're only into April, guys. April was a slow month for me. I didn't trade as much as I should have, due to the fact that we had tariffs. So we have May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We have 8 more months. This year has just started, so it's not. I mean, look at this, guys. So we have 8 more months. Times that by 4 contracts. You're going to add another 32 contracts on top of my already, Nana, thanks for the follow, on top of my already 12. So we're on track to make $1,000 a day. All right, we're on track to make $1,000 a day. Well, here's the thing. Since I've started on a slower sizing, I don't want to blow all my gains, right? I'm up thousands and thousands of dollars doing SPX over my timeline. You know, I'm up a lot. So, but here's the thing. Let's say I want to make $1,000 a day instantly, right? Well, then my loss becomes $3,000. I literally just essentially wipe out all my gains to a T. Almost all my gains. You know, I'm left with a couple grand of gains. So, I think to build the snowball, I think you should build it slowly. I don't think I'm going to change anything with the strategy. There's nothing I need to change. If you're winning this many times, like, sure, I'm going to lose. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but if you win this many times, the 15-minute orb is working. March, you shouldn't have lost a single time. You see when I went against the trend. You see, I try not to go against the trend if I don't have to. These were some crazy days. I'm actually curious if Cube, if you lost on one of these days, because I went against the trend when SPY went down like 4%. It was disgusting, and it knocked me out at like 3 o'clock, and then it shot up. It was disgusting. But yeah, I went against the trend twice, so that's why I'm like, I don't try to go against the trend, because in March I got 2 losses because of it. February I did have a true loss. You see on the double orb days, if I lose on a double orb, those are true losses. But if I lose on a single orb, it means I was an idiot. I should have just did the 15-minute orb and I win. So it's just, to me, it's just like, I don't know. I try to stick with it. I'm okay with the losses. Okay, so he didn't lose yet. Yeah, I'll show you that day here. I'm curious how you got in. So I'll show you the March day. I think it was this one. March, 26th of March, 25. I think it was that one. I'll show you it. 26 March 2025. So I hit go to, let's go to March 26 on the 15-minute chart. This one was, I believe this was a crazy day. Yeah, it was this day right here. So from the highs to the low, when I was looking at going against the trend, from the high, I mean, we dropped, was it this day? No, it wasn't this day. Was it that day? Let me try the other one. Let me just look at the other one real quick. This one was 10 March 25. I lost on this one, though. You can see how I lost on this one. I got into, this is when I was an idiot, though. I got into, I think I got in bull puts right here. And yeah, it was a big move against me. There was no cool off. So I lost that day. So 10 March, this is why it's good to backlog the trades. So 10 March here, you can see, yeah, this was the big move down. So here's what happened on this day. You see on pre-market, you're way up in here. You see this? So we're way up in here, so we gapped down already. We already had a gap down. So if you look at from the highs of the last closing day, this thing dropped 4% when the VIX wasn't even that high at the time. So it dropped like 3.55, I mean, from the highs, you know, close to 4%. So stupid me, I'm like looking at support resistance, right? I looked at this area as a nice solid support on the 15-minute chart. And essentially when it broke that, it just freaking wrecked it, right? So I looked at that and I was like, yeah, no way we're going to keep going down. It's already down like over 2%. Yeah, I was totally wrong. And it just dropped down another 2% for my entry. So I lost that day. Unfortunate. But then again, if I just stuck with the trend is down. 15-minute orb gave me a signal at 10:30. I would have been fine. So I just don't know. I mean, I've been good. Sometimes I've been good doing against the trend, but sometimes in my backlog it tells me it's not worth it. So because if I lose, it takes away 3 of my wins. So I evaporate a lot of my wins for no reason. So that's just my experience in it. And I have a hard stop. I don't want to worry about managing it and be like, oh, I hope this level holds. I know that works for a lot of people, but it don't work for me. Because if it breaks a level, then my 300 becomes a 500% loss, and I don't want to ruin a lot of my gains. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I want to be wrong fast. Everyone's different. I think you should use your own criteria of taking a stop. But just don't be the guy that gambles then, because if it breaks a support level and that's the level you're going to get out, like let's say SPY right now breaks 548, which is kind of on the 4-hour EMA 20. Well, if it breaks that, then you probably should get out, right? You know, then you're essentially just gambling now, hoping it comes back up, because now anyone can go here and you're like, well, 545 might hold. And so essentially what you're doing is your initial stop loss was at 548, and now you're saying, well, I'm going to find another support. Now that's my stop. And then you go farther out and you'd be like, well, this is my stop now. It's 544. And so I've seen people do this, and essentially what happens is SPY breaks all these support levels, and now you're down like 1,000% on your credit spread. And now you're just like, why didn't I just stick to a 300% stop? So you got to do what works for you, but don't keep letting your I get DMs, and the reason why I say this is because I really hope this never happens to anyone, but I get DMs saying my credit spread went in the money. What the heck do I do? I'm like, it's too late. You know, your credit spread's in the money now. You should have took a loss before it happened, and I really hope it don't happen to you guys. Yeah, I mean, Cube is a different type of person though. He can manage probably a more significant loss and be fine though. I'm just saying for the general public here, because a lot of people, if they take a loss, they'll probably quit trading on SPI or credit spreads. And I know how it feels. One day I did that. I was I was doing credit spreads back in I think 2023. I didn't know much about it, and I did take it in the money loss. So I speak from experience. It happens, but I also didn't have the knowledge, or I didn't do the research like I should have. That's how I did it though. I based it on hope. You know, when I took a loss, I'd be like looking at support levels. I'd be like, okay, we got this support, we got this support, and it broke all the levels. One day it will. It'll keep breaking support, and you'll be like, what the heck is going on? And that's part of trading, and usually happens because of news. So learn from me. We all blown accounts. Trust me. It's just I hope you don't do it with me. That's all I hope. If you stick to these roles, you should be on track for 1 to 3 losses max. I don't see. Usually it's going to be 2 losses. March, I'm just really frustrated with myself. I would have had a perfect ratio on March. That March was the month where I could have really compounded the count like massive. So I'm really pissed about March. But all in all, we have 1, 3, 4 losses in 3 months. That's not bad. 4 losses in 3 months. That's not bad at all. So we'll see. Some months I'm probably not going to be that profitable. I'll just be straight up honest. I might have like maybe 4 losses in a month, some 1 month, and I might just be like break even, and I'll be like, "Yep, that was a dumb month." It might happen. I'm not, anything can happen with trading, and if that happens, then maybe I'll just kind of cool off a little bit on my contract size until the market is better again. Will liquidity be constrained if everyone here sizes up at the same? I don't. SPX is so liquid. I don't think anyone's gonna ever have a problem because a lot of the strikes we're doing, guys. I'm getting in pretty fast. I'm getting near. I'm getting inside the bid. Obviously, the strike I went to, my premium went up to like 45 cents, I think. You guys got way better strikes than me, of course. Because if you wait for this drop here, but like I said, I mean. There's a lot of times I do the 15-minute orb and it just goes straight up and it misses me out. And it looked like that was going to happen right here. It just went freaking skyrocketing up. And then I got in like on a dip to this upper orb. So, you just never know. I didn't. But to me, it looks bullish. Somewhere in here we're going to drop down. If we hold this upper trend line on the 15-minute chart, and like Cube has saying, long term we are, I need to start doing this more often. The power of trend lines, power of trend lines is really telling you the direction of a breakout. So besides 15-minute orb and everything, you can see right in here, if you draw the lines from the top and bottom of each high, like right in here is a critical high. Doesn't have to be exact. Anybody with common sense can see we're breaking structure here. Ignore my orb. Let's not even use orb now that we're in. So right up in here we break out, and right in here is where a lot of new bulls are coming in. A lot of new bulls don't want to come in right on a breakout. They really want to see if this holds. So what they do is they wait for a retest and to see some buying pressure coming in. And once they see that this wick starts coming up, they buy this out right up in here, somewhere in this area, and they put the stop loss like somewhere if it goes below the trend line. Because if it's a false breakout, I'm telling you, this thing's going straight back down, and you don't want to make that kind of loss. So to me, this looks extremely bullish just based on that. It's just I don't like the EMA 50 here. It'll probably reject. That's the only downside. It probably will reject. All right, we got some selling pressure here at that resistance, of course. Here's that. Where's my 945? Right here. There's our orb. So I'm gonna head on out, guys. Nothing really for me else to do. I got my stop loss on, and that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Tomorrow is the last day of April. We have Wednesday, April 30th. We have 10 o'clock news again. Yeah, I'm hey Q, I appreciate it. I mean, if anyone wants to share anything, don't be ignorant. I like learning things. I think everyone has something that can learn. I really do want to learn those straddles though and strangles. And all the lines on back, same with MES. Yeah, yeah. I just need to be more. I'm just scared. I'm scared too with futures. I should have made more money on this pump up. I only made like 200? 200 I made. Max, thanks for the subscribe. I'm only doing like 2 micros though. So that's something I'm gonna work in. It's just like I just have more success with credit spreads, so I can go bigger size on that, feel safer. But yeah, I'm curious. Let me put that leave that line in. I'm curious if it does retest that. Let's just see if it does. Honestly though, the problem is with my 0 DTE, I wonder if I get stopped out though if it touches that. Yeah, I'll probably get stopped out. That's a 1.4% drop to the next trend. So I hope it don't. I really hope it don't. If it does that, that's gonna suck for me. But if tomorrow it's close to this trend line, just be cautious on bear calls. You don't want to take bear calls right here if it gives you the 15-minute orb and you just see this thing plummet down. That's gonna suck. Or plummet up. Alright guys, what I'm noticing is kind of a fresh EMA 50 here. You guys see the crisscross here? Cube likes to use the EMA 9. See what the EMA 9's doing. I haven't really used much EMA 9. Let's see what the EMA 9 is. EMA 9 is this, let's make it duller. It's like this yellow color here. Let's make a better color for it. So let's make like I have so many EMAs that it's hard to tell which color I want to do. Maybe like a bright greenish. And then we can make it thicker to see. So make it, I think everything has the second one right there. Alright, so that's my EMA 9. So we got the 5 above, as that's the lowest EMA. 5 is, you want the 5 above for an uptrend type play. Hits the 5, bounces up, hits the 5, most likely bounces. We had the crisscross. I mean, we definitely have a crisscross on these EMAs. Everything's changing. Look at that. The EMA 50 is actually at the bottom now. The 5 is at the bottom. The 1 minute is at the bottom. Everything's respected now. So I think we're good. Alright guys, I'm going to head on out. I'm going to probably get some lunch. I'll see you guys later. But, yeah, congrats on the bull puts. It looks fine for now. I'm not going to say it's going to win. But we got out of that freaking stressful down candle. That was annoying. I really thought I was going to do a double orb. I really thought it was. And it would just suck. But it looks like we're going back up, so. But yeah, that's about it. I'm going to just stick with it. I mean, the Excel sheets, you know, were 1 to 2 losses a month. March have been no losses, and February was 1 loss. So if we get an average of 1 loss a month, I'm really fine with that. That's really good. 1 loss a month. I can take a 300% loss and be fine. All in all, for this month, I am scaling up. This month is quite up a bit, over 2,000. Granted, I'm not going massive size like some of you guys. I think my size is probably a little too conservative. So that's why I'm going to up it once a week. So after this week, I'm doing 13 contracts. And what that's going to add to, that's going to be bringing me up to 300 a day. And then Then next week is 325 a day. So that's how that's gonna work. Enjoy your sandwich. Yeah. I'm guessing we'll go get some Jimmy John's.